Hey everyone, I'm Daniel Barry from ExoticCarTrader.com, and today I'm showing you a true exotic car. This is a 1993 Land Rover Defender 110. You will not see many of these out on the road, and if you do, you've probably been researching them. This car has been skyrocketing in value. There's everyone knowing these cars starting from as cheap as $10,000 for a junkyard special all the way up to over $200,000. And people want to know, why are these cars worth so much money? I'm going to show you why. You can get so extensive in these builds that you can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, like our client has on this one that's available for sale at our shop right now. Starting out, this is the black on white, which I think is the best color combo. It's the Stormtrooper look, dressed for the occasion today. I had to match it. It looks so clean in black and white, especially when you mix the colors. We've had them in red, gray, everything. White on this body style looks amazing. So I wanted to point that out. You'll see the theme throughout the entire car. This is an upgraded bonnet right here that they had custom painted black, obviously to go with the color combo. This is like a Puma spec bonnet. If you know anything about the industry, everyone's looking for these Puma spec trucks. You know, they did a lot of upgrades to give a very modern feature to the truck. So you'll see right here, it's got the Xeon headlights, it's got some LED pods, it has this super heavy duty Warren winch right here with the synthetic nylon here for the winch. It's not one of those crappy rusty cables that they have on four-wheelers that you're going to use off-roading. This is something that you can drive in downtown Miami, or you could take it off-road in the Everglades if you wanted to, bury it in mud, still pull yourself out. It has a ton of torque. That's because underneath this is a fully rebuilt turbo diesel engine. A lot of these trucks you'll see either an LS swap or a diesel. I love these things in the diesel because they're super reliable. You can put a ton of miles on them and they have ridiculous torque. This is a manual truck after all. So if you have it in first gear, you're pretty much bound to get out of anything between the diesel, it being a manual, and having that winch. If you come around the side, you'll see that this is a very aesthetically pleasing truck. A lot of these you'll notice, whether it's the D90, which is obviously the shorter one, the D130, which is more the truck style, or these 110s, there's a lot of different 110s. There's a lot of them that have the metal that go all the way throughout the back. This has all glass finishes in the back for the third row, and that is a huge upgrade. It's very hard and time-taking to go through and replace the glass, any body panels, or to even find all these parts for this truck, let alone build it and make it look right to spec. So that was done on this one, and I love the all glass look down the side of it. It gives it an amazing look. It's got a custom roll cage, and up here, if you look above the roll cage, when you're inside, it's a lot easier to see. But one of my favorite things is this submarine style glass that you'll see on the roof right here. It looks really cool to let light in, and also if when you're sitting in there, you can obviously see out of it, and it just gives it a lot bigger of a feeling because it is actually a pretty cramped interior. So that extra light just kind of gives your mind the feeling that you're in a bigger open space. Now you can tell this truck has been fully restored. It was actually a frame off restoration. So if you hop underneath this, it's a fully galvanized frame that is completely powder coated. You're not gonna have any rust issues. This is a nut and bolt restoration. Everything on this truck has been gone through. We come around the back, you'll see that there's some more upgrades for aesthetics on here. You'll have the LED pods that are wired in up here, backup camera, which is a huge plus on these trucks. If you don't have a backup camera in this truck, it's extremely hard to park. The visibility is not great when you're looking straight through the back here in the glass, and you'll a lot of times have this extra wheel that's sticking out that you'll definitely hit something if you're not extremely careful. The LED pods come in great comfort and care when you're in the woods, or if you're loading something up at night, you can turn them on, light everything up behind you, see what you're doing. Load up this third row. If you want to fold the seats up, you can. If you want to keep them down and load more people in, you can. But tons of extra storage space on these trucks. The diesel sounds really cool too. You obviously would never look at this truck if you're not familiar and think of a diesel, because in America, honestly, we don't really build SUVs with diesels very often. Let me fire it up. I'll show you so you can hear it. All right, so you can hear the strength of that motor. It's been rebuilt. It's only got about 1,500 miles on this entire build, so it's extremely reliable. This is something I would not be scared to daily drive. bring it anywhere, go on a cross-country road trip, anything. And that's what you're paying for when you're buying these restored vehicles. You're buying the reliability and all the time and money that has been spent and the craftsmanship that has been put in these trucks between the design, the build, and refitting everything. Let's hop on the interior because you're gonna be extremely surprised when you see what's on the inside. The interior is where most of this money was spent. Now this is a fully redone interior. Everything on this truck has been done, so it's gonna take a little bit to list it. Starting off, you'll see up here is Alcantara headliner. Super nice touch. A lot of people look over this kind of detail, but this is a very expensive add-on. It gives it a lot more of a luxury feel. It's not very common that you see it, so I was really glad to see this was done in here. Now the seats, you might be familiar if you're a car person, you might know what these are from. It's a Porsche Panamera interior. So these seats are actually pulled out of a Porsche, fitted customly for this vehicle. Put in here, there was this custom built center console, which is great for your armrest when you're cruising around. They even went ahead and fitted these air conditioned vents inside here that you can control because you can't get enough AC. That's one of the issues that most of these trucks have, is it's tough to produce a lot of AC, especially with the length of this car. You don't get very much AC flow in the back. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 air vents right up here alone, so you can pump this AC in this truck or the heat if you're up north. This was all hand built and designed, and it's extremely comfortable. It adds a ton of storage in here. That's one of the things you'll find tough with these trucks. They usually don't have a big glove box or anything like that, so one of these is a great add-on and you'll find a lot of use for it. It's obviously a manual, like I said, and this manual stick shift is brought up high, so you're not all the way down here. A lot of the trucks are very uncomfortable if they're not like a very close proximity to go through and shift. Everything else was also hand fabricated up here. As far as the dashboard, you'll have a full Kenwood audio system, all touch screen, has the backup camera, has all other adjustments for the fan speed, for the heat and AC. You have a ton of nice toggle switches which illuminate when you start the truck up. It goes ahead and shows you what's going on, whether you want to turn on the LED bar, the backup lights, heated seats, which is a unreal option in this. They do have heated seats not only in the front row, but also in the second row, they have that as well. So if you want the up north feeling, you have it in this truck. And like I said, it's great because it's not only is it 4-wheel drive, it's diesel, it's manual, it get through any snow. You have the cold AC in the summer, the hot air in the winter, and the heated seats if you're gonna drive it in the winter. So you're virtually able to drive this thing year round. No issues, super reliable, and you can fit your whole family in here. It's 3 rows, there's tons of spacing. Some of these trucks, they do a captain style chair seat in the back so that you can kind of get to the back. This one has the full bench, which I like. You could fit more people or supplies in it. They did a great job when they built this center console here, or the dashboard I should say, because everything is labeled. It's very easy to read, it's very easy to maneuver, and you can have all the creature comforts of a modern car in a car that's really from the 90s. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering, how am I sitting on this side? Most of the trucks you're gonna see are gonna be right-hand drive because obviously these are all imported from Europe. This one is a left-hand drive, so you can drive it in any state. That's a big thing that's tough, is importing these cars. If it's not older than 25 years old, you can't drive it in every state. Luckily in Florida we can, but this one is legal in every state, and it's definitely bound to turn heads. There's tons of more information on this truck that you'll be able to see at our website, exoticcartrader.com. And I'd love it if you guys hit that subscribe button, followed us, because I'm gonna be doing more and more reviews of all kinds of unique trucks, cars, SUVs, things you don't normally see. Check us out at exoticcartrader.com and be sure to follow. Thank you.